Magandang buhay mga bata! Tara, samahan ninyo akong matuto kasama si
Teacher Aika, your online teacher. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Thank you! Revised K-12 Curriculum, Science, Grade 5, Quarter 2, Lesson 5. Our topic for today is about classification of living things, animals, and microorganisms. This is Teacher Aika, your online teacher. Let's start! Learning competencies and objectives. First, the learners use a table to show how living things can be classified into groups based on similar characteristics. A. Animals including mammals, insects, birds, fish, amphibians, and reptiles. And microorganisms including fungi and bacteria. Learning competencies and objectives. First, classify animals and microorganisms based on their characteristics. Second, describe the key characteristics of different groups of living things, including animals, mammals, reptiles, insects, birds, fish, amphibians, and microorganisms like fungi and bacteria. Third, explain the importance of classification in studying and persevering biodiversity. Fourth, explain the importance of microorganisms in the ecosystem and for humans. Day 1. Let's have a short review. Classify the listed plant samples to review the differences between gymnosperms and angiosperms. Here are the choices: cycad, banana, ginkgo, coconut, rice, acacia, conifers, corn, and mango. For gymnosperms, cycad, ginkgo, conifers. Angiosperms, coconut, banana, rice, corn, acacia, and mango. Lesson purpose, memory game, word and picture matching. Match words describing organisms with pictures representing those organisms through a memory game. Here's the sample. Unlocking content area vocabulary. Word scramble. Number 1, a vertebrate animal of a class that includes snakes, lizards, crocodiles, turtles, and tortoise. They are distinguished by having a dry, scaly skin and typically laying soft-shelled eggs on land. Answer: reptile. Reptile. Number 2, a small arthropod animal that has 6 legs and generally 1 or 2 pairs of wings. Answer: insect. Insect. Number 3, a warm-blooded egg-laying vertebrate distinguished by the possession of feathers, wings, and a beak, and typically by being able to fly. Answer: bird. Bird. Number 4, a limbless cold-blooded vertebrate animal with gills and fins and living wholly in water. Answer: fish. Fish. Number 5, a cold-blooded vertebrate animal of a class that comprises the frogs, toads and newts, and salamanders. They are distinguished by having an aquatic gill-breathing larval stage followed, typically a terrestrial lung-breathing adult stage. Answer: amphibian. Amphibian. Number 6, a member of a large group of unicellular microorganisms which have cell walls but lack organelles and unorganized nucleus, including some that can cause disease. Answer: bacteria. Bacteria. Number 7, any of a group of spore-producing organisms feeding on organic matter, including molds, yeast, mushrooms, and toadstools. Answer: fungi. Fungi. Number 8, a warm-blooded vertebrate animal that has hair or fur, produces milk in females to feed its young, and usually gives birth to live offspring. Answer: mammal. Mammal. Subtopic number 1, characteristics of animals including mammals, reptiles, insects, birds, fish, and amphibians. Explicitation: classify which group the representative animal is a member of. Use of the word box below. Mammal, fish, reptile, amphibian, insect, bird. First picture, classification, mammal. Second picture, classification, insect. Third picture, classification, reptile. Fourth picture, classification, bird. Fifth, classification, fish. Sixth, classification, amphibian. Day 2. Worked example, activity number 1. Where do I belong? Describing the 6 groups of animals. Stay with your small group of 6 members previously assigned by your teacher. Study the pictures and handouts of a specific group of animal assigned to you. Note down important key characteristics of this group of animals. Group 1, mammals. Group 2, insects. Group 3, reptiles. Group 4, fish. Group 5, amphibians. Group 6, bird. You will give more examples of animals belonging to this animal group. Accomplish the table below and prepare to report in class. First column, classification of animals. Second column, characteristics. Third column, examples of animals given. Last column, other animals belonging to this group. And here's example answer. First, mammals. They have hair or fur, give birth to live young, and feed their babies with milk. They are warm-blooded. Examples, bats, orca, and dog. Other, cat, horse, elephant, and whale. Next, insects. They have 6 legs, 3 body parts. Head, thorax, abdomen, and usually wings. They have hard outer shells. Examples, grasshopper, ants, and bees. Other, butterfly, mosquito, and beetle. Reptiles. They have dry, scaly skin, lay eggs on land, and are cold-blooded. Examples, crocodile, lizard, snake. Other, turtle, iguana, and gecko. Mammals. They live in water, breathe with gills, and have scales and fins. They are cold-blooded. Examples, tilapia, tuna, and bangus. Other, goldfish, shark, and sardines. Insects. They live both in water and on land, have moist skin, and lay eggs in water. They are cold-blooded. Examples, salamander, toad, and frog. Other, axolotl. Reptiles. They have feathers, wings, and beaks. Most can fly, lay eggs with hard shells, and are warm-blooded. Examples, eagle, ostrich, and kittiwake. Other animals, parrot, chicken, and penguin. Worked example, small group discussion. First, if you will regroup the 6 groups of animals into 2 big groups, how will you come up with the 2 big groups of animals? What characteristics or features will you use or consider? Possible answer, I will regroup the 6 groups of animals into 2 big groups, vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are animals with backbones like mammals, reptiles, fish, amphibians, and birds. Invertebrates are animals without backbones, like insects. I will use the presence or absence of a backbone as the main feature to separate them. Second, looking at the other animals given by each group, were there animals given that at first you did not believe it really belonged to that group? Why did you think so? Possible answer, yes, there were some animals I did not believe at first belonged to their group. For example, bats and whales are mammals. At first, I thought bats were birds because they fly, and whales were fish because they live in water. But I learned they are mammals because they have warm blood, feed their babies with milk, and have backbones. Synthesis. What are the characteristics that could be used to classify animals into different groups? Answer. Animals can be classified into different groups by looking at their backbone, body covering, way of breathing, how they reproduce, and whether they are warm-blooded or cold-blooded. Worked example, characteristics of mammals. What is a mammal? These animals range from bats, cats, and rats to dogs, monkeys, elephants, and whales. They walk, run, swim, and fly. They live in the ocean, fly in the sky, walk on the prairies, and run in the savanna. There is a tremendous amount of diversity within the group in terms of reproduction, habitat, and adaptation for living in those different habitats. What allows them to live in such diverse environments? They have evolved specialized traits, unlike those of any other group of animals. Mammals, class Mammalia, are endothermic, warm-blooded, vertebrate animals with a number of unique characteristics. In most mammals, these include the presence of hair or fur, sweat glands, glands specialized to produce milk known as mammary glands, 3 middle ear bones, a neocortex region in the brain which specializes in seeing and hearing, specialized teeth, a 4-chambered heart. There are approximately 5,400 mammalian species, ranging in size from the tiny 1 to 2 inch bumblebee bat to the 108-foot blue whale. These are distributed in 29 orders, 153 families, and about 1,200 genera. The monotremes, however, have bird-like and reptilian characteristics, such as laying eggs and a cloaca. An example of monotreme is the platypus, with its bird-like beak and egg-laying characteristics. The echidnas are the only other monotreme mammals. A second type of mammal, the marsupial mammal, includes kangaroos, wallabies, koalas, and possums. These mammals give birth to underdeveloped embryos, which then climb from the birth canal into a pouch on the front of their mother's body, where it feeds and continues to grow. The remainder of mammals, which is the majority of mammals, are placental mammals. These mammals develop in the mother's uterus, receiving nutrients across the placenta. Placental mammals include humans, rabbits, squirrels, whales, elephants, shrews, and armadillos. Dogs and cats and sheep, cattle, and horses are also placental mammals. Mammals are also the only animal group that evolved to live on land and then back to live in the ocean. Whales, dolphins, and porpoises have all adopted from land-dwelling creatures to a life of swimming and reproducing in the water. Whales have evolved into the largest mammals. Dolphins have adapted to swimming and reproducing in water. Both humans and bats have body hair, and both humans and bats can nurse their young. These are both characteristics of mammals, the class that both bats and humans belong to. Insect group. An insect is an invertebrate which fits into the arthropod group because it has an exoskeleton and a segmented body. Some examples of insects include bees, ants, and butterflies. What are some key characteristics of insects? Their bodies are split into three parts and they have 6 legs or 3 pairs of legs. Most insects have 2 pairs of wings. Insects lay eggs. Insects have antennae, little feelers that help them find their way around and sense what's going on. Insects, with over 1 million described species, are the most diverse group of animals on Earth. They may be found in nearly all environments on the planet. No matter where you travel, you will see organisms from this group. Adult insects range in size from a minuscule fairy fly to a 21.9-inch long stick insect. Insect movement can include flight, walking, and swimming. Insects were the only invertebrates to develop the ability to fly, and this has played an important role in their success. Many adult insects use 6 legs for walking, and they walk in alternate triangles touching the ground. This allows the insect to walk quickly while staying stable. A few insects have evolved to walk on the surface of the water, like water striders. A large number of other insects also live parts of their lives underwater. Water beetles and water bugs have legs adapted to paddle in the water. Young dragonflies use jet propulsion, sending water out of their back end to move. Reptile group. A reptile is an air-breathing animal that has scales instead of hair or feathers. Reptiles have lived on Earth for more than 280 million years. Scientists consider them to be the ancestors of birds and mammals. Over the years, many kinds of reptiles have become extinct or died out. The dinosaurs are well-known reptiles that became extinct about 6 55 million years ago. Today, there are about 6,000 species or types of living reptile. They include snakes, lizards, turtles, alligators, and crocodiles. Reptiles are found all over the world except in very cold areas. The greatest number and variety are in the hot, humid, or tropics. Snakes and lizards live in many different kinds of places. They can live on land, in trees, in underground tunnels, or in water. Most turtles live in water but spend some time on land. Tortoises live only on land. Alligators and crocodiles spend most of their time in water, but they can make short trips on land. Reptiles are vertebrates, or animals with a backbone, except for snakes. Most reptiles have four limbs. Reptiles vary greatly in size. Some snakes and lizards are less than 2 inches or 5 centimeters long. The largest crocodiles, pythons, and anacondas can grow to more than 30 feet or 9 meters long. The largest lizard is the Komodo dragon, which reaches a length of more than 10 feet or 3 meters. Leatherback turtles grow to more than 7 feet or 2 meters long. Reptiles have very dry skin that is covered with scales. Scales are hardened folds of the upper layer of skin. The scales of many lizards overlap. They are arranged side by side in snakes and alligators and crocodiles. Scales also cover the bony shells of turtles. Reptiles are cold-blooded animals. This means that their body temperature changes when the temperature around them changes. Reptiles warm or cool themselves by moving to warmer or cooler places. Most reptiles are inactive during winter. This is called hibernation. Some are inactive during parts of the summer. This is known as estivation. Fish group. Fish are a kind of animal that lives in water. Fish have lived on Earth for more than 450 million years. There are more than 24,000 species or kinds of fish. New ones are discovered every year. The many different kinds of fish have some things in common. They are all vertebrates, which means that they have a backbone. They are cold-blooded, which means that their body temperature changes along with the temperature of their surroundings. Fish generally breathe through organs called gills. They usually have pairs of fins in place of arms and legs. Most fish are covered with scales. Many fish have adaptations to help protect them from enemies. For example, some fish have spots near their tail that look like eyes when an enemy strikes of what it thinks is the head. The fish can escape quickly. Other fish can change color and pattern to match their surroundings and hide themselves. Amphibian group. The organisms belong to the class Amphibia fall under Chordata phylum of the kingdom Animalia. These are multicellular vertebrates that live both on land and water. This class includes about 3,000 species. They are the first cold-blooded animal to have appeared on land. The characteristics of the organisms present in class Amphibia are as follows. Number 1, these can live both on land and in water. Number 2, they are ectothermic animals found in a warm environment. Number 3, their body is divided into head and trunk. The tail may or may not be present. Number 4, the skin is smooth and rough without any scales, but with glands that make it moist. Number 5, they have 2 pairs of limbs for locomotion. Birds are a group of endothermic or warm-blooded vertebrates that are characterized by feathers, toothless beak jaws, the laying of hard-shelled eggs, a high metabolic rate, a 4-chambered heart, and a lightweight skeleton. Key characteristics of birds include feather. Feathers are unique to birds. These structures evolved from reptilian scales to serve functions like flight, insulation, and display. Beaks and bills. Birds have a toothless beak. The beak varies greatly in size and shape, mainly according to feeding habits. Wings. Not all birds fly, but all have wings. Oviparity. Birds lay eggs with a calcium carbonate shell. Unlike the eggs of fish, reptiles, and amphibians, birds lay hard eggs. High metabolism. Birds have a fast metabolism that supports their high energy activities, especially flight. 4-chambered heart. A heart with 4 chambers allows efficient separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Lightweight skeleton. Many of a bird's bones are hollow. This reduces weight while maintaining strength. Day 3. Activity number 2, semantic feature analysis. Fill the matrix by indicating whether each group possesses each feature. Use symbol / for present. And here's activity number 2, table. First column, classification of animals. Second column, key features. Under it, we have vertebrates, invertebrates, warm-blooded, cold-blooded, with jointed legs, and without legs. Classification of animals are the following: insect, fish, amphibian, bird, reptile, and mammal. And here's the answer. Activity number 2, small group discussion. Number 1, based on the semantic feature analysis matrix, what patterns and relationships do you observe about the characteristics of different groups of animals? Answer: I observe that most animals belong to the group called vertebrates because they have backbones, except insects, which are invertebrates. I also noticed that warm-blooded animals like mammals and birds can control their body temperature, while fish, reptiles, amphibians, and insects are cold-blooded. Some groups have legs for moving, but others, like fish and snakes, do not have legs. Number 2, can you highlight which features are shared among multiple groups and which features are unique to specific groups? Answer: the shared features are that many animals are vertebrates and most cold-blooded animals belong to fish, reptiles, and amphibians. Another shared feature is that several groups have legs, like mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and insects. The unique features are that only insects are invertebrates, only mammals produce milk for their young, and only birds have feathers. Synthesis. What is the major classification of animals and how are they being classified? Answer: the major classification of animals is vertebrates and invertebrates. Animals are classified based on their backbone. body covering, how they breathe, how they reproduce, and whether they are warm-blooded or cold-blooded. Day 4, subtopic number 2, characteristics of microorganisms including fungi and bacteria. Activity number 3, anticipation guide. You have to read the given statements and mark whether you agree or disagree in the before lesson column. You need to think about what you already know about fungi and bacteria. After the lesson, you are going to review the statements again and mark whether you agree or disagree in the after lesson column. You are also to reflect on what you have learned and write brief notes in the reflection column about why was your thinking changed or was reinforced. Here are the statements and example answers. Number 1, all fungi are harmful to humans. Answer, agree. Number 2, bacteria are only found in dirty places. Answer, agree. Number 3, mushrooms are a type of fungus. Answer, disagree. Number 4, fungi can help decompose dead plants and animals. Answer, disagree. Number 5, bacteria are always bad for our health. Answer, agree. Number 6, yeast, which is used in baking, is a type of fungus. Answer, disagree. Number 7, there are more bacteria in our mouth than people on earth. Answer, disagree. Number 8, we can see bacteria with the naked eye. Answer, agree. Number 9, some bacteria are used to make medicines. Answer, disagree. Number 10, molds are a type of bacteria. Answer, agree. Fungi. Fungi are a group of living organisms which are classified in their own kingdom. This means they are not animals, plants, or bacteria. Unlike bacteria, which have simple prokaryotic cells, fungi have complex eukaryotic cells like animals and plants. Fungi are found throughout the earth, including on land, in the water, in the air, and even in plants and animals. They vary widely in size from microscopically small to the largest organisms on Earth at several square miles large. There are more than 100,000 different identified species of fungi. How are fungi different from plants? Fungi were once classified as plants. However, they are different from plants in two important ways. First, fungi cell walls are composed of chitin rather than cellulose for plants. And second, fungi do not make their own food like plants do through photosynthesis. Characteristics of fungi. They are eukaryotic. They get their food by decomposing matter or eating of their host as parasites. They do not possess chlorophyll like plants. They reproduce through numerous spores rather than pollen, fruit, or seeds. They are usually not motile, meaning they cannot actively move around. Roles of fungi. Food. Many fungi are used as food such as mushrooms and truffles. Yeast, a type of fungi, is used when baking bread to help it rise and to ferment beverages. Decomposition. Fungi play an important role in the decomposition of organic matter. This decomposition is necessary for many of the cycles of life such as the carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen cycles. By breaking down organic matter, fungi release carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen into the soil and the atmosphere. Medicine. Some fungi are used to kill bacteria that can cause infections and disease in humans. They make antibiotics like penicillin and cephalosporin. Types of fungi. Scientists often divide fungi into four groups: club fungi, molds, sac fungi, and imperfect fungi. Some of the more common fungi that you are likely to see or use every day are described below. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are part of the club fungi group. Mushrooms are the fruiting body of a fungus. Some mushrooms are good to eat and are used as food, while others are very poisonous. Never eat a mushroom you find in the woods. Mold. Molds are formed by filaments called hyphae. Molds tend to form on old fruit, bread, and cheese. They sometimes look furry as the hyphae grow upward and release more mold spores from their tips. Yeast. Yeast are small round single-celled organisms. Yeast are important in making bread rise. Bacteria. Bacteria are tiny little organisms that are everywhere around us. We can see them without a microscope because they are so small, but they are in the air, on our skin, in our bodies, in the ground, and all throughout nature. Bacteria are single-celled microorganisms. Their cell structure is unique in that they don't have a nucleus, and most bacteria have cell walls similar to plant cells. They come in all sorts of shapes, including rods, spirals, and spears. Some bacteria can swim around using long tails called flagella. Others just hang or glide along. Are bacteria dangerous? Most bacteria aren't dangerous, but some are and can make us sick. These bacteria are called pathogens. Pathogens can cause diseases in animals and plants. Some examples of pathogens are leprosy, food poisoning, pneumonia, tetanus, and typhoid fever. Fortunately, we have antibiotics we can take which help to fight off the bad pathogens. We also have antiseptics to help us keep wounds clean of bacteria, and antibiotic soap we use to wash to help keep off bad pathogens. Remember to wash your hands. Are bacteria all bad? Not at all. Actually, most bacteria are very helpful to us. They play an important role in the planet's ecosystem as well as in human survival. Bacteria in the soil. Bacteria work hard in the soil for us. One type of bacteria called decomposers break down material from dead plants and animals. This might sound kind of gross, but it's an important function that helps to create soil and get rid of dead tissue. Another type of bacteria in the soil is Rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobium bacteria help to fertilize the soil with nitrogen for plants to use when growing. Bacteria in food. Yep, there's bacteria in our food. Yuck. Well, they aren't really that bad, and bacteria is used when making foods like yogurt, cheese, pickles, and soy sauce. Bacteria in our bodies. There are many good bacteria in our bodies. A primary use of bacteria is to help us digest and break down our food. Some bacteria can also help assist our immune system in protecting us from certain organisms that can make us sick. Parts of the bacteria cell. The scientific name for bacteria cells is prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are fairly simple cells in that they do not have a cell nucleus or other specialized organelles. Here are the parts of the bacteria cell. 1. Capsule. Number 2. Outer membrane. Number 3. Periplasm and cell wall. Number 4. Cytoplasmic or inner membrane. Number 5. Cytoplasm. Number 6. Ribosome. Number 7. Reserve food supplies. Number 8. Chromosome. Number 9. Mesosome. Interesting facts about bacteria. First, there are around 40 million bacteria in a gram of soil. Second, bacteria can survive in very harsh conditions, including deep areas of the earth, crust, and in radioactive waste. Third, there are around as many bacteria cells in a human body as there are human cells. Fourth, bacteria are used to help the environment by treating sewage and breaking down oil from oil spills. Fifth, some bacteria have chemicals that can generate light. This is called bioluminescence. Activity number 3, after lesson. Agree or disagree? Number 1, all fungi are harmful to humans. Disagree. Reflection, I learned that not all fungi are harmful. Some fungi like mushrooms and yeast are useful. Number 2, bacteria are only found in dirty places. Disagree. I discovered that bacteria are everywhere, even in our bodies, not just in dirty places. Number 3, mushrooms are a type of fungus. Agree. I realized mushrooms belong to the fungi group. Number 4, fungi can help decompose dead plants and animals. Agree. I learned fungi help recycle nutrients by breaking down dead things. Number 5, bacteria are always bad for our health. Disagree. I learned some bacteria are harmful but some are good and help with digestion or making medicine. Number 6, yeast, which is used in baking, is a type of fungus. Agree. I found out yeast is a fungus that helps bread rise. Number 7, there are more bacteria in our mouth than people on earth. Agree. I was surprised that there are so many bacteria in our bodies. Number 8, we can see bacteria with the naked eye. Disagree. I learned that bacteria are so tiny, we need a microscope to see them. Number 9, some bacteria are used to make medicines. Agree. I discovered that some bacteria are used to create antibiotics and vaccines. Number 10, molds are a type of bacteria. Disagree. I learned that molds are fungi, not bacteria. Small group discussion. Number 1, what new information did you learn about fungi and bacteria during the activity? Possible answer, I learned that not all fungi and bacteria are harmful. Some fungi like mushrooms and yeast are useful to people. I also discovered that some bacteria help in digestion and making medicines. Number 2, are there any misconceptions you had about fungi and bacteria that were clarified during the lesson? Yes, I used to think that all bacteria live only in dirty places and that all fungi are bad. I also thought molds were bacteria, but I learned they are fungi. I realized that bacteria can be both good and bad depending on how they are used. Synthesis. What key concepts about fungi and bacteria did you learn? Sample answer, I learned that fungi and bacteria are very important in nature and in our lives. They can decompose dead plants and animals, help make food and medicine, and some even live inside our bodies to keep us healthy. However, some fungi and bacteria can also cause diseases, so we need to be careful. Learners' takeaways. 2-minute paper activity. You will be given 2 minutes to write down the most important thing you learned during the lesson and one question you still have. Example answer. Lesson learned. The most important thing I learned is that animals can be grouped by their features like mammals having hair and feeding milk, birds having feathers, and fish using gills to breathe. The most important thing I learned is that not all fungi and bacteria are harmful. Some help us by making food, medicine, and breaking down dead plants and animals. Question in mind. How do doctors know which bacteria are harmful and which are helpful? Reflection on learning. Answer this question in a 1/2 sheet of paper. Question, can you explain why it's helpful to learn about different kinds of animals and how scientists organize them into groups? Example answer. It is helpful to learn about different kinds of animals because it helps us understand how they live, what they eat, and how they survive in their environment. Scientists organize animals into groups so it is easier to study their similarities and differences. By grouping them, we can also know which animals are related to each other and how they are important to people and nature. Formative assessment, write the letter of your answer. Number 1, which of the following animals is warm-blooded, gives birth to live young, and typically has hair or fur? A. Snake, reptile. B. Frog, amphibian. C. Dog, mammal. Or D. Goldfish, fish. Answer B. Dog, mammal. Number 2. Which group of animals typically lays eggs, has scales, and is cold-blooded? A. Bird. B. Mammal. C. Reptile. Or D. Insect. Answer C. Reptile. Number 3. What type of animal spends part of its life in water and part on land? Typically has smooth, moist skin and undergoes metamorphosis. A. Bird. B. Fish. C. Mammal. Or D. Amphibian. Answer D. Amphibian. Number 4. Which of the following animals typically has gills for breathing and lives exclusively in water? A. Snake, reptile. B. Frog, amphibian. C. Dog, mammal. Or D. Goldfish, fish. Answer D. Goldfish, fish. Number 5. Which of the following animals typically has 6 legs, 3 body parts, head, thorax, abdomen, and undergoes metamorphosis? A. Fish. B. Insect. C. Bird. Or D. Mammal. Answer B. Insect. Number 6. What type of animal typically has feathers, lays eggs, and has wings for flying? A. Mammal. B. Reptile. C. Bird. Or D. Amphibian. Answer C. Bird. Number 7. Which of the following is a type of fungus? A. Goldfish. B. Mushroom. C. Eagle. Or D. Snake. Answer B. Mushroom. Number 8. What is the role of fungi in ecosystems? A. They help in pollination. B. They break down dead organic matter. C. They produce oxygen. Or D. They are predators. Answer B. They break down dead organic matter. Number 9. What shape are most bacteria? A. Circular. B. Square. C. Triangle. Or D. Star. Answer A. Circular. Number 10. What is the primary role of bacteria in the environment? A. Predation. B. Decomposition. C. Seed dispersal. Or D. Pollination. Answer B. Decomposition.
Maraming salamat sa panonood! Huwag kalimutang i-like at mag-subscribe para sa higit pang educational content. I-click ang bell icon para ma-update ka sa ating mga bagong video. Salamat!